In this video, we're going to be taking a look at how to put the quantum numbers together. The quantum number table is attached on Google Classroom, and you may want to open that as we take a look at this thing. Before we head there, though, just wanted to point out that our 4-5 note packet also has additional pictures on the final page here before we get to the example problems which follow these pictures. But here's a picture of the 1s, 2s, 3s. We notice as the 1 gets bigger to a 2, and 3 is bigger than 2. The bigger the first number, the bigger the orbital or the bigger the sublevel and orbital space is. Here's some nice pictures of the p's, the px, the py, the pz. There's 3 p orbitals. If we look at all 3 of these together, it would have this shape. And when you start putting all these shapes together, you can get an understanding of why the quantum mechanical model is sometimes called the electron cloud model, because it starts looking like a cloud. Here we've got the 5Ds. 4 of them look about the same, just oriented in different directions. One of them is a little different, but they all have the same energies. That's important to understand. Any electron in the D sublevel, the sublevel energy contributing number is a 2. And you just take that and add it to the energy level that that sublevel is found on. Here are the Fs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When the second number is a 3, you are on the F sublevel. There are 7 F orbitals, very difficult to describe their shape. How do I know there's 7? Because the third number goes from -3 to +3. -3 to +3 is 7 numbers. Or you can take that second number times 2, 2 times 3 is 6, and add 1 to it. All right, let's take a look at the quantum number table, which is an Excel sheet, and it just shows you how the quantum numbers are all put together. So here we are, we're going to be taking a look at our very first level on the atom. The first level is given a letter K, but we know the energy level number is 1. N can be 1 to 7, theoretically up to infinity. When that first number is a 1, the second number has to be a 0, because the second number is 0 to the first number minus 1. The first number is a 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So the second number has to be a 0. When the second number is a 0, we know the spectroscopist would call that the S sublevel. There is one orbital making up the S sublevel. How do I know that? We take the second number, which is a 0, times 2, add 1 to it. That's 1. 2 times 0 plus 1 is 1. So here's my first number. Here's my second number. How do I get the third number? The third number, the M sub L. M sub L is telling you that it comes from the L. It's minus L to positive L. So if the second number is 0, if my L is 0, the third number is a 0. The fourth number, as we learned, has to be plus half to minus half. Plus half for the counterclock or clockwise spin, minus half for the counterclockwise spin. And that fourth number is just a reminder that electrons are spinning. There's 2 spins possible, so only 2 electrons can fit in a given orbital. But where do we get a quantum number set? We take the first number 1, second number 0, third number 0, and I pick one of these. I'm going to pick the plus half. So one set of numbers for the electrons on the first level are 1, 0, 0 plus half. The other set of numbers for the other electron on the first level be 1, 0, 0 minus half. So there's 2 possible numbers. There's 2 possible quantum set numbers for the first level. That's because the first level only holds 2 electrons. The first level squared, 1 squared is 1 times 2 is 2. The second level we know has 2 sublevels on it. If I know the second number, or if I know the first number, the first quantum number is 2, I know there's 2 sublevels. What are they? The 0 and the 1. Where do I get the second number of 0 and 1? Because you take the second number can always be a 0, and you take the first number minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So when the second number is a 0, we're always in the S. When the second number is a 1, we're in the P. How many orbitals make up the S? It's always 1. The s sublevel is always made up of one orbital. Why? 2 times the second number, which is 0. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. When the second number is a 1, I know there's 3 orbitals making it up. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So on the second level, there are 4 orbitals, 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals. There's 1 orbital making up the s, 3 making up the p. If there's 4 orbitals total, and each orbital holds 2, that level should hold 8. There's only 1 orbital in the s. Each orbital holds 2, so that orbital would have to have 2 sets of numbers because it holds 2. There are 3 p orbitals, so I would need 6 numbers total because each orbital holds 2. So when the second number is a 1, it's minus 1, 0, and 1. Because that third number, this is my third quantum number we're looking at here. The m sub l is my third quantum number. It's minus the second number to positive the second number. Minus 1, 0, 1. The fourth number is always plus half minus half. So where do I get these 6 numbers I need? 2, 1, minus 1, plus half. That's this set of numbers. 2, 1, minus 1, minus half. There's those 4 numbers. 2, 1, 0, plus half. There's those numbers. 2, 1, 0, minus half. There's that number. 2, 1, 1, plus half. There's those numbers. 2, 1, 1, minus half. There's those numbers. I can put this number, I can put these sets of numbers together 6 different ways. So there's six number sequences. When you know the first number, you know what level the electron's on. When you know the second number, you know what sublevel it is in. When you know the third number, you know what orbital it is in. When you know the fourth number, you know the actual electron that we are talking about. Notice none of these numbers on the second level are an identical set of 4 numbers. That's showing you the Pauli exclusion principle in action. No 2 electrons can have the same set of numbers. Every electron has its own unique set of numbers. Let's say I have an electron that has a number 3 for the first number, a number 2 for the second number, a minus 2 for the third number, and a positive half for the fourth number. Where would I find that electron? Again, it was a 3 for the first number, so I know it's on the third level. It had a 2 for the second number, so I know it is in the d sublevel. It had a minus 2 for the third number, so I know that it is in this orbital right here. It had a minus half for the fourth number, I believe. It's this electron right here. It would be on the third level, in the d sublevel, in the minus 2 orbital, and it would be the minus half spin. That every electron has its own unique set of numbers. This is how this quantum number table works. It's just showing you all the possible values. On the third level, there are 3 sublevels. The 0 is the S, the 1 is the P, the 2 is the D. How do I know the second number is a 0, 1, and a 2? Because the second number is 0 up to the first number minus 1. So when I'm on the third level, 3 minus 1 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. So the second number could be a 0, 1, or 2. The third number puts you in an orbital, and the third number is minus the second number to positive the second number. So if this is a 0, the third number has to be a 0. If this is a 1, the third number is minus 1, 0, or 1. If this is a 2, the third number is a minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, or 2. When the second number is a 2, I'm in the d sublevel. There are 4 orbitals making up the d sublevel because it's 2 times the second number. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Formulas are right here. You never have to memorize these formulas, by the way. This is just showing you where the quantum number sequences come from. The fourth number is always plus half or minus half. So where am I getting these numbers right here? Where is this 3, 2, minus 2, plus half coming from? First number is a 3. Second number's the putting it in the 2 sublevel or the D sublevel. The third number is a -2. That's the orbital that it would be in. And the fourth number is +½ You just keep running numbers. 3, 2. -2, -½ There's that number. 3 up here. 2. -1 +½ There's that number. The 3's up here. 2. -1 -½ There's that number. We can write all these numbers together 5 or 10 different ways. That's because 10 electrons fit in the D sublevel, because there's 5 orbitals making it up. How do they actually say? So let's say I have an electron that is a 300 +½ What could we say about that electron? It's on the third level, but we do not say it's a 30. You say the electron's in the 3s. So they use the spectroscopist's letter instead of the number, because a 30 can get confusing. Are we talking about 30? No, a 30, we're not talking about 30. We're talking about an electron that's in the 3s. You just need to know that when you're in the s, the first number is a 0. When you're in the p, the second number is a 1. I'm sorry, when you're in the s, the second number is a 0. When you're in the p, the second number is a 1. So an electron that has a 3, 1 for the first two numbers is said to be in the 3p. An electron that has a 3 for the first number and a 2 for the second number is said to be in the 3d. When do we first see the F? We first see the F on the fourth level. So if you click down here on these tabs, you'll see the fourth level, the N is 4, and there's 4 sublevels. There's a 4S, a 4P. There's a second level of 2. There's a 4D. And the second level can be, a second number can be a 3. There's a 4-3, that's the F. So we don't see the F to the fourth level. Where do I get the 0, 1, 2, 3? If the first number is a 4, the second number is allowed to be 0 up to the first number -1. 4 minus 1 is 3. When the second number is a 3, we're in the F sublevel. So if an electron starts with the sequence 4, 3, we know it's in the 4F. To kind of look at this numbers, the first number is allowed to be 1 to 7. The second number is allowed to be 0 up to the first number -1. The second number can never be the same value as the first number. It can never be greater than the first number. It's always 0 to 1 less than the first number. The third number is always allowed to be the second number minus the second number to positive the second number. So if it's a 1, it's allowed to be -1, 0, or 1. If it's a 3, it's allowed to be -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. That's the range. I just wrote 7 numbers because there's 7 orbitals making up the F sublevel. The fourth number can only be +½ or -½ We can also see how the fifth level looks on this tab and the electrons that are on the fifth level. We can also see the sixth and the seventh level on this tab. So this thing works out all the possible quantum numbers for any electron found in the atom. Notice once again that not all of the sublevels are used because no atom has that many electrons that we need all these sublevels. Thanks for watching. Our next video we'll do some practice with quantum numbers.